Bryce Harper is your 2021 NL MVP. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies on Stove Media, and today we're going to be talking about Bryce Harper winning the 2021 National League Most Valuable Player Award. Congratulations, Harp! Now, guys, before I get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I am just so excited, right? So Bryce Aaron Max Harper winning the 2021 National League Most Valuable Player Award. So congratulations to Harper, right? His wife Kayla, his two kids, right? Crew in Brooklyn. Congratulations to his mother and father, Sherry and Ron. Brother and sister, Brittany and Brian. Congratulations. It's a big accomplishment, right? I mean, the second MVP award in his career, first since 2015, which was his best season. And he's only the fifth player in Major League Baseball history to have two MVPs on two separate teams, right? So that's interesting to have at least one MVP both on two separate teams. So that's very interesting, right? 2015 with Washington Nationals, and this year, of course, with the Phils. So I am just so hyped, right? He's the first Philly to win an MVP. Since Jimmy Rollins in 2007. He's the last MVP winner to win an MVP and not make the All-Star game since Jimmy Rollins in 2007. So it's kind of an odd coincidence, right? Last Philly also to win MVP did not make the All-Star game. So that's kind of interesting. This goes to show you how ridiculous the All-Star game voting is, right? It's just totally ridiculous. He should have been named an All-Star and he wasn't. And of course he said he wouldn't have won anyway, but you know what I mean. He was disrespected. And he definitely will be next year, right? I mean, you cannot win the MVP and then not be named an All-Star the next year. I mean, you pretty much automatic, because he didn't deserve to make the All-Star game in 2016, and he still made it anyway just because of what he did in the year prior in 2015. That's the only reason why he made the All-Star game in 16. He didn't deserve it. It's just because he won the MVP out of respect. You just kind of vote the guy in. The players just vote the guy in. And where are the Harper haters? All this overrated, all this. I just love this, right? He didn't even have to say anything. He just went out and did his jobs this past year, and he proved everyone wrong, right? He proved at least the haters wrong, right? So great job, Harper. I mean, you have a lot to be proud of, my man. He went out there and had a fantastic season, right? I mean, just a fantastic season. I'd like to also congratulate Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals. I'd like to go out there and congratulate Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres, also having spectacular seasons, right? They were both very, very good as well. And I could have seen it going either way, right? I even said going into tonight, of course, once I heard that Mike Schmidt was going to be announcing the winner, I pretty much knew it was a foregone conclusion that Bryce Harper was going to win the NL MVP. After, thinking a little bit more, I'm thinking, hey, it's no guarantee. I actually saw a post that was a good point, right? The NL Hank Aaron Award is for the league's best player, right? It's not the most valuable player, it's the league's best player. And there is a big difference, as we all know, between best player and most valuable player, right? I think I've explained this before. So it was not a given that Hart was going to win the MVP. But as I said before, they kind of gave us a foreshadowing with having Mike Schmidt announce the winner. So I think that was kind of just the foreshadowing of it a little bit, right? Just kind of, giving us a hint as to who was going to win. And, of course, Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Angels does win in the American League, so congratulations to Shohei. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Harper has overcome a lot over the past couple years, right? I mean, going to a new team, and he was drafted at the age of 17 years old. I mean, that's how old I am. I'm 17. I mean, I cannot even imagine the pressure that must be. I mean, to sit in front of a camera like that in a press conference when you're 17 years old, you have all these ball players around you, who you look up to, like almost like Ryan Zimmerman at that press conference with Mike Rizzo in June of 2010. When he was 17, man, he was 17 years old. I just can't even imagine, as I keep stressing, how crazy that must have been for him. Come up with the Nationals organization, make your Major League debut in 2012. You win the NL Rookie of the Year in 2012. And he had a very, very good year that year. He was the NL Rookie of the Month in September. Hit a couple of home runs against the Phillies. Was back in 2013. Is a participant in the MLB Home Run Derby. And they did lose. Of course, his father Ron did pitch to him there. Was named an All-Star year. Kind of dealt with some injuries. Kind of had a year like he had in 2012. Comes back in 2014. Has all these injuries. Sliding into third base. Injuring his thumb. He was out for a while on these rehab assignments. Injury after injury after injury. It did seem that there wasn't much progress being made, right? 2012, 2013, 2014, not much progress being made, right? An average around mid-270s. It wasn't great. Most home runs he hit in those 3 years was just 22. And then he comes into 2015, right? And people are thinking like, come on. This guy's been in the league now for 3 years. He was supposed to be the, quote, the chosen one. And we all saw that documentary. I've watched it like 1,000 times. It's not on YouTube anymore for some reason. But anyway, and he goes out and has a spectacular season from start to finish. With the 42 tanks, 99 ribbies, 460 on base percentage, 330 average. He was a monster that year, right? At 460 on base percentage. It goes out and wins MVP, and heading into the 2016 season, he was considered higher, above Mike Trout. Let's not forget that he was considered a better player than Mike Trout. And now is the debate sort up again with the Mike Trout and Harper? I'll get to that in a second. After the 2016 season, it was very disappointing, right? Very disappointing follow-up. With the 243 average, 24 home runs, was not up to par, right? That was just really disappointing, right? There's a lot of talk that maybe he battled an injury. I do believe that. I do. I firmly believe that he was battling something. He had to be. That was not Bryce Harper. Comes back in 2017, and he was just lighting it up, right? He was on track for another MVP that year. He would have probably won MVP again. He was just one homer shy of 30 on the year in 2017. Then he's playing a game against the San Francisco Giants in August at Nationals Park in D.C. He has the hyperextended knee injury running to first base. That was just awful. Has to be carted off the field. He's probably out for about a month and a half. Comes back at the end of the 2017 season, coincidentally against the Phils, and doesn't really do much. Of course, he did hit the home run in the 2017 NLDS against the Chicago Cubs. That was about it. Then comes back in 2018, right on the final year of his contract. With the Washington Nationals, about to walk in free agency. Of course, at that time we didn't know that. I actually thought he was probably going to be a National for life, or he was going to go to the Yankees or something like that. And of course, that was prior to Giancarlo Stanton. Anyway, first a couple weeks or so, he was just tearing it up, and it seemed that he really just hit a wall, right? First half of the season hitting around in the 220s. It wasn't even an All-Star just because it was the All-Star game was at Nats Park. Won the home run derby, which is amazing. Came back the second half, had an all-star second half. Walks in free agency, declines a 10-year, $300 million contract offer from the Nationals. Let's not forget it was deferred from Mike Rizzo, GM and president of the Nets. Ted and Mark Lerner, the owners of the Nationals, did not want to pay him, and they kind of just were, controlling Mike Rizzo with these strings, right? They definitely were. Gonna call him a puppet, of course, like every president of baseball operations, GM is controlled by the ownership. It makes sense. And on February 28th, it was reported the Phillies and Bryce Harper reached an agreement for 13 years, $330 million. It was a up and down off season. At the very end of it, I thought he was going to go to Giants. From that point on, though, I thought of Phillies all off season. And right there, when he signed his name that 13-year, $330 million contract, right there, the expectations like this. After he's coming off of a year in 2018 where he hit 249, but did have a career-high walks, 34 homers, 100 RBI. The people looking for this guy to bounce back and have a season like he had in 15. Of course, 17. He didn't really do that in 2019. He had a very, very good season. Of course, it wasn't anywhere near the 17-15 level, it wasn't near that. But I would say that definitely was the fourth best year of his career. Of course, if you really want to count, 17 wasn't really a full year for him, but 19 was good though. 19 was good. A lot of people, I think 19 was an underrated year for Harper. 35 homers, 114 RBI, 260 average, which was that was the biggest problem that year for him. Let's not forget he moved to a new town. He was adjusting to a new team. Was about to be a father. He was going through a lot of personal things. 2020, he just missed batting at the 270 mark and finished with a 268 average, 13 homers. Honestly, that was a decent year for him. PS, just shy of 1,000. I mean, he looked like he was an MVP candidate, the first half of the short 60-game season last year. He was just lighting up. He'd average, the 300. Of course, it did, dip down because of the back problems, right? Always these injuries. He always plays through these injuries, right? It's just so annoying. This guy just hits the ball harder than anybody. And then here in 2021, and everybody was waiting. Everybody was waiting. He had a really, really good past couple years, right? And especially, in 2020, 2019. 2018 was good. It wasn't definitely as good as 19 and 20 in my opinion. But 2021 was the second best year of his career. The funny thing that I just keep going back to is, if you would ask me, I'm going to say June 30th. Who's going to win NL MVP? Bryce Harper wouldn't even be in this conversation. Of course, Ronald Acuna Jr. probably would be holding this award above his head right now if he didn't suffer that ACL injury. So it's very interesting to see how this is all played out. And if you would have asked me in June, 2015, who do you think is going to win MVP? I mean, Bryce Harper, right? I mean, from start to finish in 15, it was a clear answer. Bryce Harper. But this year, it was not a clear answer. It was not a clear answer this season. And he did have to overcome some challenges, a lot of challenges, right? I mean, get hit in the face, and he was emotional during that press conference. He was emotional. And Mike Schmidt with the champagne, and we got to see a face reveal of his son Crew, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm glad they decided to do it like that, right? I mean, that was pretty cool. Calling him up and just, him in his lap, I thought that was pretty cool at the very end there. He just talked about, just how much his family means to him, how much he loves playing for the Philadelphia Phillies. You see other, Philly athletes, former Philly players, tweet out on social media. See Jimmy Rollins be one, right? The last Philly to win an MVP, as I just said. This pretty much, I was talking to a friend of the pod, baseball guy Sean, and he basically said, I agree with this a lot. This pretty much solidifies his chances of being a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think that's very, very true. If you have multiple MVPs to add to that resume, I mean, that's something that's just amazing. I mean, it really, really is. He's only 29 years old. He's heading into his age 29 season next season. And the Phillies need to do something, right? I mean, they're wasting his prime. I don't want to make this a negative video, but they're definitely wasting his prime. The years that he wins the MVP, right? In 15 with the Nationals. Remember, he went into that season saying he said, give me my ring, right? We got Scherzer, we got Zimmerman, we got Strasburg, we got Doug Fister, we got Gio Gonzalez. He said, give me my ring. He only got like 83 wins that year, going to lose the division to the eventual NL pennant champion New York Mets. A major disappointment that year for the Washington Nationals, who did suffer a lot of injuries with Rendon and Escobar situation. It was very, very strange. But anyway, they definitely had a weird year that year. But this season, unfortunately, is another season where Bryce Harper was on a team that did not make the playoffs. So he has not seen playoff baseball since he struck out against the Chicago Cubs in the 2017 National League Division Series. So that's very unfortunate, right? So hopefully in 2022, it'll be 5 years. Bryce Harper hasn't seen playoff baseball. Hopefully he can finally get back to the playoffs. But it makes me feel better, though, with Mike Trout, right? Not seeing playoff baseball since the Kansas City Royals defeated them in the American League Division Series back in 2014. So that's a long, long time ago, of course. So that's just embarrassing. Seeing that man cry, that just made me shake up, right? I mean, just the talent that this guy has, the story this guy has of just having the eyes on him, man. I mean, it's like watching a movie, watching this guy play every day, like with the hair flip and the fans love him, and there's just such a backstory to this man. I mean, the chosen one, right? I mean, coming up, Henderson, Nevada, going to the same high school as Chris Bryant. I mean, just like, leaving high school in the sophomore year. Going to college in Southern Nevada, should be eligible for the MLB draft. Going out there with his dad, who was an iron worker, got up at 3 a.m. in the morning. He wanted to be just like his dad. Home from working, he's like, hey, Bryce, you want to go out and play some ball? And he'd be out there in like 100-degree weather doing push-ups, throwing bullpen. It's just amazing the hard work this guy's put into things. So guys, Bryce Harper is your 2021 National League Most Valuable Player. Congratulations to Bryce. Congratulations to his wife Kayla, his kids Crew in Brooklyn, his mother and father Sherry and Ron, brother and sister Brian and Brittany. Congratulations. Of course, his brother Brian was a former pitcher for the Washington Nationals, did not make it up to the big leagues, but did appear in spring training. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. Philly's Hot Stove Media, Instagram, TikTok, Arfinance Instagram, at Pete Hot Stove Media on Twitter. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me, Philly's Hot Stove Media at gmail.com. So I'll see you all on Saturday for the weekly update. So MVP, congratulations, Harp. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys.